Alright guys, so today we're doing a race review, Southern 500, but before we get right into that, I want to thank you guys for the stream support last night. We literally streamed the Southern 500 all last night, jammed to some tunes, okay, during commercial breaks, and that was pretty cool. So today I'm doing the Southern 500 post-race review, and by the way guys, thanks so much for 100 and 200 subscribers. I don't know. We went from like 18 to 235 subscribers in like 5 hours and 7.5 thousand views, like 160 likes, and like a max peak view or like 3,200. It was nuts. But I don't want to get too close into that. I want to talk about the post-race review of the Bojangles Southern 500, the 69th running of this race. So I am using replayed footage. I did record my own footage as Brad Keselowski around Darlington, but it's saved in the wrong file format and audio format, so it did not work. So, yeah. So, the race first started, Denny Hamlin on the pole. I think that was his third or fourth pole of the season, and Kyle Larson on the outside. Two drivers who have not won the race. So, green flag goes into the air, and Denny Hamlin will clear Kyle Larson right off the beginning. But then around 30 laps later, Kyle Larson comes back with this very, very strong long-run car past Denny Hamlin and will take the lead, and Denny Hamlin starts dropping like a rock. But basically, there's no cautions during stage one, some green flag pit stops, some penalties issued, which I don't really want to get too much in the penalties because I really don't remember all of them. But all I know is that by the end of the stage, Austin Dillon did not want to go 2 laps down to Kyle Larson. He wanted to get the free pass, so I think that was what it was. Or maybe it was on the lead lap and he didn't want to take the free pass, so he had to start in the back or something. I don't know. But he squeezed Kyle Larson into the wall coming out of the corner. Larson got a little bit of damage. Same with Austin Dillon, but Austin Dillon kept his ground. A lot of people on Twitter were really, really mad about that. I personally respect Austin Dillon for doing that, but I mean, he almost took out the leader. And the driver has been dominating the entire stage. So, I mean, that wasn't very, very a smart idea. So, that was kind of dumb. But Kyle Larson won stage 1. I think he won almost every single lap in stage 1. So, then stage 2 comes around. I think it's Larson, Truex, and Harvick, top 3. Green flag drops. And Larson's car dropped to Truex and Harvick. Truex and Harvick are freaking battling for around 40-50 laps, and Harvick almost passed Truex, but randomly out of nowhere, here comes Kyle Larson, who passed Harvick on the turns 1 and 2, and passed Truex on turns 3 and 4 on the same lap. That's how strong his strong run car was. It was like 40-50 laps. And the fuel window, by the way, for this race was around 70 to 74 laps. And the race was 367 laps, 500 miles. And stage 1 was 100, stage 2 was 100, and stage 3 was 167 laps. So then at the end, I think there was a couple penalties going on. I really don't know too much. I think Truex had an uncontrolled tire. Alex Bowman had some stuff wrong with him. I think he lost a wheel. I think he had a loose wheel, and one of the tires, I think, popped or something like that. I think that was basically it. I think we had a couple commitment line violations because it's so hard to get down to pit road in the Darlington. I don't know, but out of the turns number 4, Jeffrey Earnhardt has been a big topic for no reason. He got into contact with Austin Dillon off of turn 4 in the last lap of stage 2, and Larson floored right by Jeffrey Earnhardt and Austin Dillon, putting Austin Dillon 2 laps down, making him not be able to get the free pass. So Austin Dillon's going to be 2 laps down the next restart. So Larson wins stage 2 by he puts Austin Dillon a lap down, very, very close. Then we had a couple of commitment line violations. Matt Kenseth had one. I think Bubba Wallace had one. Jimmy Johnson's car broke. Jimmy Johnson's, I think it was like an oil pressure or something like that. That broke. Oil pump, I think. It broke. He went from 39th to 14th, and then had, I think, a penalty on pit road and came back and all that stuff. I feel really, really bad for Jimmy Johnson in that race. Then Matt Kenseth had a commitment line violation, and William Byron's car blew up. It just blew up. He was in the top 10 run all day long. He was actually on my fantasy team in the garage, but it sucked. Then out of nowhere, after a couple green flag pit stops, Kyle Larson's still leading, but Clint Bowyer and Ryan Newman make very, very big contact. Ryan Newman's going down pit road around a lap in front of Clint Bowyer. He stops in the middle of the track. He tries to get on pit road, and Clint Bowyer nails him, hits Newman hard, and hits the outside wall hard. Clint Bowyer was running around 8th in that position, and his race is ruined. Ryan Newman was able to continue, but I think Clint Bowyer blamed it on Jeffrey Earnhardt, the 96 car that was in the middle of all this. So it was kind of dumb. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Clint Bowyer had a very, very big wreck in that. But they did go to the pit stops after the wreck, and Brad Keselowski beat Kyle Larson on the pit road by so close of a margin. Brad Keselowski wins the race off a pit road over Kyle Larson, meaning Brad Keselowski has control over the restart and can choose what lane he has over that restart. So, yeah, Logano was very, very close too. There were 3 wide coming out of the pit road. And then we had a green flag goes in the air, and Brad Keselowski passes Larson, keeps his ground over Joe Logano, then a caution comes out. Jeffrey Earnhardt hits the wall. Jeffrey Earnhardt hit the wall, so that was kind of dumb. So it put us under caution once again, and then green flag came out, and Brad Keselowski flew by Kyle Larson, and around 3 laps later, Logano flew by Kyle Larson, and then this was around 18 to go, by the way, and then even Kevin Harvick had a shot to pass Kyle Larson, but Kyle Larson was a little bit faster. His car was getting faster as the run continued. It looked like he had such a fast, long-run car, but was so bad in those very, very short runs with those 18 laps to go. Well, and they all had 4 fresh tires, by the way, so he didn't have to worry about tire wear. He was on a roll. But, I mean, it didn't happen. Brad Keselowski would go on and win the Southern 500. We also had a couple other stuff that I didn't talk about. Kyle Busch misjudged again. The same thing he did in Bristol. Misjudged the corner and wrecked Joey Gase. Kyle Busch needs to pay for the frickin' 23 car. It's an underfunded team. He's just getting wrecked by big dogs that don't have to worry a crap about their car, which is kind of dumb. But I mean, Brad Keselowski sweeps both Xfinity and Cup races at Darlington. It was a decent race. I actually streamed it. If you didn't hear in the beginning of the race, I'll try to be doing the Brickyard 400 Xfinity and Cup race next weekend. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, that was my first ever post-race review of a NASCAR Cup race. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.